Hi, so I finished reading Oliver Sacks' Awakenings. The book is by a physician named Dr. Sacks, Oliver Sacks, and the book is about treatment of patients with a condition called encephalitis lethargica. So in late 1920s, early 1930s, 1920s, 30s, there was this huge epidemic of sleeping sickness. So it affected your brain and it sort of made you sleepy in the sense that it made you unable to function like a normal person. So it was called encephalitis lethargica. And the the sequence of what happened to the patients after they got the disease was that they had a lot of neurological symptoms, and most of them also exhibited Parkinson's disease, so Parkinsonian symptoms. I'll not go into details regarding these. So most of these patients are really chronic patients. They have been ill for years, and the doctor, he takes care or looks after an institution or a hospital where patients like these are institutionalized for better care. So and the doctor talks about the couple of patients that he mentions, and he talks about how they when they got the disease, how the disease progressed, and how they were before starting on the drug L-Dopa, how they were when they were on the drug, and what happened after they were taken off the drugs. Because most of the patients, they seem to not be able to tolerate the drug well, but they. So that is what the book is about. And at the end of it, he gives the Awakenings is the book name, right? He gives the electrical basis of his findings and his observations in his patients. Now, what I like about the book is that it's very detailed. Most of the time, when someone's ill, you can, as a physician, you can't exactly relate to the person, and you don't know how they exactly feeling. So what Dr. Sachs has tried to do in this book is give us the point of view of how these patients are actually suffering or going through Kongi POV of the disease, of the drugs, and the ailment, and the progression. I really like that. What I don't like about the disease, about the book is, well, nothing much really. Maybe citations are pretty long, but read both they all make sense, but they have a place in the book. They're not unnecessary. Of course, it takes a lot of space in the book, but book thickness, it forms a lot. But I guess that's what I can say that I don't like about it. Now, what I think are the main themes of the book: human relations. The last time I went on live also, I was talking about this book, and I was talking about how this book re-emphasizes an importance of human relations in healing from an ailment. That disease, the disease or illness or ailment of any type, to heal from that, it's not just the drugs, it's not just the hospitals and meds, but it's also the support system that you have, social, emotional, physical support system that you have. So it emphasizes mostly on human relations. It emphasizes on how it's first is that. The second is the emphasis on the effect of levodopa or L-Dopa on patients who are actually suffering from Parkinson's disease, and patients who are exhibiting Parkinson's like symptoms or Parkinsonian symptoms after the sleeping sickness. So second that may, and the third is how different the response of the drug is in every patient, saying that how their situation was, how their circumstances were before they were brought to the hospital and started on medication, is a very big determinant of the outcomes of the patient that a patient would exhibit when they are started on the medication. So those are the themes that I think are really what the book is about. And who I think are the core who I think are the target audience of the book. Obviously, physicians, people who like clinical medicine, philosophy, uh, mostly that, but people who also enjoy just simply reading, and maybe people who empathize a lot with others. So this book was I didn't pick this book, okay? I didn't even know this book existed. This book was recommended to me by a friend of mine who was telling me that I might like it a little bit. So my friend was right. I really do like it. And I am definitely going to read more books by Dr. Sachs. So, yeah. Overall, in conclusion, this book is amazing. It deals with so Atul Gawande ki na. So I read. He's also a physician. I've read his books as well, and the contrast between the two is that Dr. Sachs, in this particular book, I haven't read others of his other books, I don't know, but in this particular book, he talks a lot about how the patient feels, how the patient is seeing things, how the patient thinks there's certain things are happening. So he gives a lot of emphasis on a lot of details on the POV of the patients, and I really, really, really like that. So overall, I really like it, and I would rate a 7.5 out of 10. Cheese.